Wow, that is unique. Welcome back, wood lovers. It's Tommy's Tonewoods. Woo! Today we're going to be looking at redwood. Seasoned Tommy's Tonewoods veterans and followers of the channel will know it's one of my two favoured top woods, the other being European spruce. And today we're going to be looking at some lost tunnel redwood. This came to me by a builder friend and colleague of mine, Butch Boswell, out in Bend, Oregon. You may be familiar with tunnel redwoods, right? We have tunnel 13 redwood, tunnel 14 redwood, and actually there is some tunnel 15 redwood as well. Tunnel 13 redwood, I was reading up about this, was the scene of the last great American train heist, right? It was the Pacific Railroad down through Oregon and into Northern California. And there was a huge attempted train robbery there, involved lots of dynamite, lots of people died. It was pretty grim. The robbery didn't even come off, but the supporting beams from the tunnel were made from beautiful old virgin redwood and was sawn up and converted into exquisite soundboard material. And Butch was given a tip one day, so the story goes, that there were other tunnels yet to be discovered and other tunnels that were long abandoned but which were also filled with beautiful redwood supporting beams. Now this is ever so mysterious because we're not privy to the location of these forgotten tunnels, but I believe they're further down into Northern California, but like I say, I don't know where. I don't think we're allowed to know where. But Butch very lovingly went on a long journey into the wilderness to track down these tunnels and to source some of the redwood from the supporting beams. And I have 4 examples here. They're all very different from each other, and I'm going to start with one on the right here. This is the HT beam. All right, so straight from the horse's mouth, the HT beam. This is probably the most dramatic varying grain pattern from all the other beam sections. The HT beam has prominent and dramatic winter grain to the outside edges, then very consistent spacing the rest of the way through. More pale pink in colour than the other tops, very chatoyant, stiff and resonant. Chatoyance refers to how light refracts and reflects off the surface of the material in relation to how the fibres are laying. Think about stroking a dog. Or mowing the lawn. You know, you mow the lawn one way and then you come and go the other way and you look at it and you're thinking the grass is different colours. It's not. It's just the way that the light is being bounced off of the fibres there. So more pale pink in colour than the other tops. If you're looking for more dramatic look, this is the stuff. And yeah, he's not kidding. This is a dreadnought set, and as you can see, you've got the quite dark winter kind of growth rings there, and it is very nice and pale. It almost looks like Adirondack with a suntan. Let's give this a little listen. I'm quite excited here. I can already tell that it's got something good going on. Bright. Woo! There we go. Yeah. I could listen to that all day. I love that. And you know, you can always tell when material has come from a luthier. We just did a video about Koa, and this has come from Butch's shop and his colleague Rod Lacoste, I believe, and this is really beautifully presented. Like, I feel like I could install a rosette into this and put it onto a finished guitar. It's so nicely presented. Next up, this is the A+. So this is one of the last sections that they cut. It's uniform grain, darker red than most of the other tops, extremely chatoyant with tons of medullary rays, flecking, and incredibly stiff. And yeah, you can really see those flecks that Butch is talking about, the kind of medullary ray. These are the kind of reinforcing, think of like rebar in concrete. That is like what the medullary ray is doing. It's kind of holding those annular rings together, and that is really, really pretty. I don't know if you can see that on the video, but yeah, this is much more kind of even color Pretty wide growth ring, spacing, but very light. Wow, holy shit, that is stiff. This is a thick top, but that is really stiff, especially towards the middle there. Wow. It's got a different sound to it. Almost like a marimba key. Hello. Listen to that. I really hope you can get that. Wow. That is unique. That's nice. I've honestly don't think I've heard that in a soundboard. Can you hear that from there?
Oh my days.
I know, right?
That's
Oh,
crazy.
I'm slightly in love with that. All right, moving on. Let's see what we got here. This is beam number 1. As the nomenclature might suggest, it was the first beam that they got their hands on, basically the one that got the whole project going. The beam looked like it was ready for the fire pit until they cut into it. There's some great videos on Butch's Instagram page, Butch Boswell Guitars, go check that out, of them sawing up these like colossal beams, like huge. So let's see, yes, it's very light salmon colour with uniform grain, lots of chatoyance and medullary rays and flecking, very stiff and resonant. So if A+ was very stiff and resonant, let's see what the story is with this, because this is a really, really pretty light tan. I'm really into that. Some nice medullary, especially towards the center of the board there. Some really nice kind of silking. Again, really, really stiff. A lot stiffer than I would typically associate with redwood. It is a thick top. It's almost 1/4 of an inch thick. There we go. It's got some really nice low rumble to it, really sustaining. Yeah, that's nice. It's pingy. It doesn't have this same special quality that this has. Wow. I mean, it's always difficult to kind of directly compare and contrast because, as you can see, you know, this board is longer and it's narrower. That has a big difference. That makes a big difference. Finally, this one is, to me, is visually the most striking. This reminds me a lot of the Carter redwood, the Craig Carter redwood, the redwood that comes from Humboldt County. You think of your Lucky Strike, your Singing Tree, you know, that kind of thing. We've built a lot of guitars out of that. This is crazy stiff. Oh. Really metallic sounding. Yeah, beautiful. Let's get some magic spray on here, or magic juice. Look at that. It's a really nutty brown colour. That's really pretty. That's really nice. Now I have some of the Carter redwood that I mentioned, some of the Lucky Strike, and Lucky Strike is something that I've been building with for a number of years now. It's a fabulous, fabulous material. This is I think this is a 3A set, just to kind of give you some point of reference here. This has got a lot of medullary ray in there. Not quite as stiff, it doesn't feel like this set is a little thinner. Now I'm going to compare that with I think the A+ beam is the one that was most interesting to me sonically. Compare that to the Lucky Strike. It's really similar. And you know, let's face it, they are the same species, but you know, from different locations and visually very, very different. You know, this is the Lucky Strike, this is the A+. You can see much wider growth annular rings compared to the Lucky Strike, which is a lot tighter. But yeah, if you're interested in some of the lost tunnel redwood, which you really should be, get in touch with Butch. It's really beautiful stuff.